guys, Offline Gamer here today, bringing you your review for today. If my voice sounds a little bit different, it's because I am fighting off a cold, so I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but as the old saying goes, the show must go on. So today I am bringing you the review of the latest release from Vizier Games, The Castles of Mad King Ludwig. It is a tile placement game where you're building a castle. It's made by Ted Alspach, who also made Suburbia. Now, a lot of people have said that this is a quote-unquote sequel to Suburbia because it is similar, where you are building tiles out. Similar to a town, only this time you're building a castle instead of a town. And it does have similar mechanics, like the bidding mechanics and all that, which we'll see when I go over the components. So let's go take a look at the components. We'll see how everything plays, and then afterwards we'll come here and see what my final thoughts are on the game. Alrighty guys, here you have a 3-player game setup of Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Now, as you can see, the way that it sets up, each person gets a little foyer, which you can actually flip around, so depending on how you want it to start, either the top is closed off or you can do the bottom is closed off. You also get 3 bonus cards, which are things that can happen, bonus scoring at the end of the round. Everybody gets 15,000 gold. You also get this little player aid, which these are the extra actions that you can get depending on the room that you clear off. So if you clear off or close off an activity room, you get 5 bonus points. An outdoor room, you get 10,000. A food, you take an extra turn. A utility, you take 2 bonus cards and then discard and keep 1 of them. A corridors, you place a free hallway or stairs. The living rooms, you rescore the completed room's points. A sleeping room, you choose 0, 1, or 2 rooms from the stack and place them face down into the room deck. And then your downstairs, every 2nd, 4th, 6th, you take your choice of one of the other 7 bonuses. Also on the back, it does give you like your scoring and what you do on your turn and such. So in setting up the game, once you decide who the little master builder is, and you get this neat little building, like a little castle meeple to know, that person on the scoring track goes in space 0. Then the next person's turn, it gets 1 victory point. Next person gets 2 victory points. So just because you start 2nd or 3rd, you actually get some compensation out of it. Now, set up on the board is the different size rooms. That's in square footage. So you have 600, 500, 450, 400, 350. You have 300, 250, 200, 150, and 100. This deck right here is the room tiles, the ones that are going to get flipped over, so you know each round. And then these are your bonus tiles. You have some stairs as well as some hallways that you can get. And those cost $3,000 no matter what. So down here you have the cost of the room. So it has from 15,000, 10, 8, 6, 4, and then 2,000, which the 2,000 only gets used on either a 3 or 4 player game. So whoever's the master builder, let's say we're playing 3 players, we'll go ahead and flip over the room tiles and then pull aside those tiles. So right now we would flip and fill 1 each for all the different types of rooms. So a 350 would go here for now, another 600, a 300, and then finally a 200. Now, once they're done, the master builder gets to flip them all over and sees the actual rooms that there are. Once you have the tiles down, the master builder decides what prices he wants to put on all the different rooms. So let's say he would put 2,000 for that one. Let's say 4,000 for this one, 6,000 for this one, 8,000 for that one, 10,000, and then 15,000 for that one, if he so wanted. Then the other players go in turn order, paying that amount of money. So let's say the blue player wants to get the $6,000 room. He would take 6,000 gold, give it to the red player, and now he has that room, and he gets to place it in his castle. So you'd have to attach an open door to an open door. That is the legal way of doing it. Now, you have to, at least in placing the rooms, have 1 door connect. The only rooms which are a little weird are the garden tiles, which are usually the 600 ones. They have a fence on the outside. You cannot put anything against that fence, but you can put some tiles there. So the way that the game goes is you go round and round, and depending on when you finish off a room, you go ahead and do the extra action. So let's say I sit there and I do a utility, which when you're looking at the tiles is in the bottom left-hand corner, shows you what type of tile that is. This is a garden. You have this one which is like a food room. They have this one which is like a utility. This is a living space. And they have different ones that they can do. Now what's interesting is if you look at the back of the tiles, it'll actually show you what these could possibly be. This could be an entertainment room, a garden, or an actual downstairs room. Now for the downstairs rooms, you have to pay the $3,000 to build these little stairs which lead downstairs. And then once you build one of those rooms, you can go ahead and build your downstairs rooms. So that's kind of like the only caveat where you have to make sure, like if you're going to build it, you have to have like a little spot where you put one of those stairs leading downstairs. And then the other thing that's kind of neat for the 3,000 gold is, let's say you're running out of spots where you can put it in, where you can buy these hallways. They have a downstairs one, and on the other one's a hallway where they have multiple entrances, and you can put these in your holes on your room to actually build you a bit extra space so you can keep building your castle. As you go scoring the rooms and all that, you'll have the scoring board here that'll keep track. Once you build enough, once you go through and you do everybody's done, where you get to a point where you either run out of cards on this deck, is when it reaches the end of the game. And at that point, everybody does one final scoring round. You look at your bonus cards, you score your bonus cards that you have. So this one, it tells you get 2 victory points for each room that's 150 square feet. This one gives you 3 bonus points for every room that's 450 square feet. And then you do the bonus ones, which the bonus tiles, these actually change every game. This is like a square footage of an entertainment room, so whoever has the most gets 8 victory points, second most gets 4, third most gets 2. And they have like different things that they have for it. Like what's really neat is they actually do have a layout of what all the bonus tiles and everything does. Like really nice rule book explaining the bonus cards, all the favor cards, what they mean. Really, really well written manual for that. And it basically goes over everything here. I mean, like you can see, all the rooms are nice, solid cardboard. It is a lot of cardboard. It does give you a whole bunch of different rooms and things, and it's pretty neat how they, on the back of them, they show you what types of room they are. And once you're done, as you go, like to give you an idea what it would look like a castle completed. Let's say I did that, and then I did this, and would put another room, let's say over here, and I would have a gardens out this way. Let's do another little small 200 room here. You know, and then as the game goes on, you sit there and let's get a little 100 room here, and a little 100 room there. So by the time the game is over, as you can see, you're going to have like a little castle laid out, and that's how you're going to actually score. So the scoring that it works is when you score the tile, the upper left-hand corner is how much you score, and then it has like a square footage on the top right, so you know how much square footage you have on the rooms. And then once you keep going round after round until the room tiles are all cleared out. Once they're all cleared out, you do one final scoring, and the person with the most points is your winner. And there you guys have the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. So, thoughts from me. I like the game a lot. The reason being is I like the fact that, you know, whether win or lose, going afterwards and looking at your castle built, it looks so cool to see it. Like to go down and go, wow, this is pretty cool. You know, I made this. And like every single game that you play, your castle's going to be a different configuration every time. What I like in the replayability of the game is the fact that each time you play it, there's different end game bonus scoring that you can have, whether it be like who has the most size rooms of a specific type of room, or however many types of rooms of that one specific type is really cool. I really like thematically how they put, like, if you sit there and you have like a dormitory, you can't have it near like either an entertainment room or a food room, like a kitchen room. So it's kind of neat how they kind of did that, you know, and how it can actually affect how the scoring goes for those rooms is kind of neat. As far as like, you know, how I like the game itself, I mean, I really like the game. It was neat. Like I've been a big fan of SimCity, which is kind of why I want to play Suburbia. I have not played it yet, because I have heard that it is like, if SimCity were a board game, that would be it. I like that they have this building mechanic, and you don't see that many games that have it out there. I mean, I kind of have to agree with what a lot of other reviewers say. It's like, it's really a genre that a lot of people haven't really hit upon, and I don't know why, because you have a few games out there that have like a building mechanic to it. But it's really fun and neat how you do it. Now, when my wife and I played it, we just played the two of us. We kind of both felt that in a two-player game, it kind of felt like it was just missing something. We couldn't put our finger on what it was. I don't know if it was more of player interaction with one another or what it would be, but it was just something didn't feel it. But all in all, we still loved the game. So it didn't take anything away from the game. The one thing that I without playing Suburbia, which I haven't seen how it works, I've heard that there's a lot more maintenance in Suburbia, in the sense of when you lay down a tile and then other players are laying down tiles, you have to pay attention because it can score your tiles. I've heard that, but in this game there really wasn't that much maintenance to it. You pretty much just stick to your own board, so you only have to like keep a maintenance on it where you finish off a room and realize, oh, I finished this room off, I get this extra action. So it was really neat. I like the way that they just have the scoring in general. I like the fact that each round one player becomes the master builder and they get the money in from the other players buying the tiles. I like the fact the way that they did the auction where the master builder sets the tiles to the pricing that they want. So it gives you that mechanic of, well, do I set it at a high price that nobody will buy it, but then I have to pay that amount to get it? Or do you put it low enough where, ooh, somebody might buy it and just hope that it stays there when it gets around to you? It's really neat. I mean, that player interaction where you may see, let's say I see another player put something at a lower price and know that they may want that one, and I end up buying it, I can end up realizing, hey, he needs that room, I'm going to buy it so that he doesn't get it. So it does have like that bit of player interaction in it, which is kind of fun. And it is kind of neat that you don't have to buy anything. You can just take 5,000 gold from the bank, so you're always getting some sort of money in. So the game itself, like, it's pretty streamlined. I mean, it's if my understanding is correct as far as how Suburbia works compared to this, it is very streamlined compared to that. No maintenance, and it's fun to play. For me, I mean, if I had to give it a numbering system, I'd probably give it right now like a 7. It's a definite buy. I mean, I'm not mad that I got this or anything. Like, it's definitely going to get played on my shelf. I'm looking forward to playing it with more players to see if it changes that little bit that feels like there's something missing in it. But I would give it a 7. I want to try it with 3 or 4 players, see if it'll probably go. My score will go up from there, or it may go down. Who knows? But I don't think it will. But yeah, I mean, it's a definite. It was a good purchase for me. I mean, I highly recommend it to people. If you guys like this video, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. You could subscribe also to our social channels. We are on Twitter as well as Facebook. And as I always say, guys, get out there and game. Take care.